Hello, we are here today with Aklia Chin from Aklia's on Cahuenga, and we want to welcome you to our interview.
Thanks, Devin. Hi, it's great to be here.
Well, it's good to have you here. I know your shop has been located on Cahuenga in Hollywood for quite a while. When did you open up and how did you decide to locate in Hollywood on Cahuenga?
So I opened in summer of 1997, and the business that was there before me was a tattoo parlor. And the woman who owned the space, she was having some kind of issues and needed to leave town, and the space was going to be freed up. So my friend said, I think you really should have a look at this space. I think your shop would be amazing there. It's awesome, brick and skylights. And I thought, wow, it sounds awesome, but how big is it, and how much is it? And it was basically, I was going from about a 350 square foot operation to a 1,400 square foot operation. It was a little daunting. It's kind of miraculous, I think, that it happened, but I saw the space and it was really undeniable. Such an awesome, awesome space. It really is special. I don't know if you know anything about the history of the space, but it was a recording studio at one point.
Oh, wow.
And yeah. So every once in a while, I'll get a musician who'll come in, and usually they're in there about their 70s, and one will say, yeah, I played on Tracy Chapman's first album and we recorded it here. So it was Wally Heider Studios, and I think it was number 4. So apparently he had several satellite recording studios around that area.
Yeah.
And that shop, where my shop is, was one of them. I've also been told it was an Italian restaurant at one point. I don't know how accurate that is, but the building has an interesting history and it is beautiful. So that was really the aesthetics of the building more than anything is what drew me there.
I know the building is really great for your store. Your store is very unique. Just tell us a little bit about what you offer at your store. I know it's kind of a combination of a shop and a salon.
So I design jewelry, chiefly assemblage jewelry. I put together pieces with beads and components and things that I basically travel and search for and find from places from the far-flung corners of the world, places in Central Asia like Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, North Africa, West Africa, Indonesia, all over. So basically, my idea was that when I opened the shop, when I had an extra 300 square feet to fill after I filled the case with my jewelry in my smaller place, I thought it would be interesting to fill the rest of the place with things that kind of complemented the jewelry. Art objects, textiles, stationery, clothing, accessories in some cases from those complementary corners of the world, that would kind of, so it all tied in. So that's what I did. And then when I had 1,400 square feet to fill, I did it on a grander scale. And I also collaborated with a friend who imported African art. So he basically subleased part of the space and did a whole little African art gallery. And it was awesome. We used to do, in the early days of Aklia's on Cahuenga, this is before the salon came in. We did drum circles, we did art openings, art like gallery openings. And we had photographers display their work, painters on several occasions. So it was, we had to, because the location didn't necessarily lend itself to a lot of traffic. There was no other retail in the whole block. I mean, still retail. There's Space 1520 now where Urban Outfitters is, and Amoeba was there until recently, but we were certainly the only retail on Cahuenga for at least 10 years, the first 10 years I was there. So we had to kind of create our own, you know what I mean? We had to create our own energy and give people a reason to come other than just to buy stuff. I wanted people to really feel like it was a hub of energy and creativity and that it was a unique experience. So a lot of people were on board, a lot of friends and other artists and folks like that were on board and want to be a part of it. So that definitely helped it grow. And
Yeah.
it just took on a life of its own, you know. I mean, it's my namesake, but it certainly has an energy of its own. It's like my child in some ways. I don't want my real child to hear this, but it was my child before I had my actual child, and I really am proud of the life the life of its own that it's taken on. It's a special place,
Yeah.
and it's
Well,
not just to me, you know. It's a special place because of everybody who appreciates it and contributes to it.
yeah, it's certainly been, one of the pioneers for sure of retail on the Cahuenga corridor. But now with the COVID shutdowns and, with the pandemic, how has that affected your business? How have you had to change your business model, and how are you kind of surviving through this really difficult time?
You trying to stress me out right now, Devin? We were doing so well, man. We were doing so
Oh.
well. No, I'm kidding. You know, I feel like I'm just rolling with the punches right now. It has been hugely challenging, um, but I didn't really get to talk much about the salon. We did open the salon back in 2007, and it was just kind of a confluence of events that led me meeting a hairstylist through another friend, and we just got along really well. And when I presented the idea to him, because I was looking for, there was the economic crash, and people stopped buying things they didn't need, like jewelry and textiles from India, just kind of dropped way down to the bottom of the list of priorities when people were trying to save their homes and things. So I had to understand that that was just the time and be flexible. So having the salon, having a service business incorporated into the space made sense because it was definitely a higher kind of priority for people. Even if you're going to lose your house, you want to look good doing it, right?
Right.
I mean, this is I'm kidding. But personal care and people having their hair done, especially Black folks, like to keep their hair right. And it just seemed like it would be a harmonious arrangement, a harmonious situation, the way the space is laid out and everything. And it did prove to be. So, here we are. Many years later, the salon is thriving. Well, before COVID, the salon was thriving, and the shop is still inching along. But so with the COVID situation, I mean, as I'm certainly not alone. We're all struggling and facing challenges I'm sure that we never could have imagined we would be reckoning with. And it's whoo. I Having to close suddenly for those 3 months was very, I don't want to keep running the word challenging into the ground, but it
Yeah.
was very difficult. We were able to get a PPP loan. Fortunately, I kind of, that first week when we got word, we're going to have to close, I came home and I was online and I was like applying for every grant and
Oh,
loan
yeah.
and, everything, just like, how are we going to get through this? We were also very fortunate that we were awarded a grant through PayPal and the American Enterprise Opportunity Association. I believe I got that right. So thank you, PayPal and AEO. They awarded us a $10,000 grant. So that was awesome.
Oh, you have a beautiful website, so people can safely shop your store through your online presence.
They can, absolutely. That was one of the other things that I did while we were on lockdown. I rebuilt my website from the ground up, and it's actually functional for the first time in, gosh, probably since its inception. It was just kind of a presence, but now you can actually buy stuff, and I actually update inventory, and it's www.aklias.com. So that's awesome.
Well,
Yeah.
we will put that website up on the screen to make it easy for people to find and support you. Now, I know, we're in Hollywood, so everyone kind of has some connection to the movie and television industry, and I know you're no exception. I know you've done a lot of work.
Oh gosh. Well, I would say probably the most relevant connection that I have to the industry is that I've been kind of a go-to for many stylists and wardrobe people, costume designers over the years who have really loved my jewelry design work and supported me and purchased or rented my jewelry for films and TV and photo shoots and that kind of thing. Ruth Carter is one of my customers. She has been wonderful through the years, from back when she was still designing for Spike Lee in the early days, like around Malcolm X. She actually wore one of my necklaces when she was nominated for her first Academy Award for was it Malcolm? I think it was for Malcolm X, like, 100 years ago. Um, Not literally, but it was a long time ago. And she recently called me in to take a look at some things for another project she's working on. So, I mean, just to be affiliated with such awesome, talented, highly recognized people in the industry is really satisfying and gratifying. Milena Canonero also, who famously is the costume designer for A Clockwork Orange, really loved my work and outfitted the actors on a movie she did called Bulworth many years ago with Halle Berry and what's his name? Warren Beatty and Halle Berry years ago.
Yeah.
But Milena Canonero, I was like, Milena Canonero loves my work, and she's an icon in the industry, you know what I mean? So I had some of my jewelry was in the movie Titanic, which is also an iconic film,
Yeah.
so I mean, it's just like, wow, to be recognized in that way is really
Yeah.
so awesome. I mean, I would say that's my most important or noteworthy connection to the industry. I have a lot of friends who are actors and also customers over the years, very supportive customers who are recognizable celebrities. I'm not gonna, I won't run down a list of them for you, but it's, I really am grateful for their support and their visibility. And
Yeah.
when they talk about my work and everything, it's really an honor. So yeah, it's awesome.
Well, it goes to show what a vital component you are of the Hollywood neighborhood, and we're so happy to have you as part of our neighborhood.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really believe that things will start looking up again for Hollywood and for us all. I really do. I have to hold out hope.
Yeah.
The optimist in me really hopes that things will emerge from this even better than we were before, and before too long.